The story of the 1980 Liberty $quarter coin begins like a quiet whisper from the past. A coin that once moved through ordinary hands in everyday transactions across the United States. At first glance, it may look like just another 25-cent piece, but collectors and treasure hunters know that some coins carry secrets far beyond their small size. Hidden among millions of ordinary pieces, a rare and exceptional 1980 Liberty quarter has the potential to shock the world of collectors. For someone who unknowingly holds one of these extraordinary coins, it can feel like holding a tiny piece of history that could transform an ordinary life overnight. The design of a 1980 quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the front, a symbol of leadership and the first president of the nation. This famous design comes from the long-running Washington Quarter series, a coin style that has been part of American currency since 1932. On the reverse side, a proud eagle spreads its wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, representing both strength and peace. Every detail of the coin was created with precision, making even a common example a beautiful piece of American minting history. In 1980, these quarters were struck at different mint facilities, including United States Mint locations in Philadelphia Mint and San Francisco Mint. Coins from Philadelphia usually carried no mint mark, while proof versions from San Francisco often feature the small S mint mark. Each mint produced coins with careful craftsmanship, but sometimes a small variation, minting mistake, or unusually perfect condition can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary rarity worth thousands or even more. What makes a 1980 Liberty quarter truly valuable is not simply its age, but its rarity and condition. A coin that has survived decades without scratches, fading, or heavy circulation can reach astonishing values among collectors. When a coin appears almost untouched, with bright luster and sharp details, collectors call it a near-perfect specimen. In rare circumstances, such coins have become the crown jewel of a collector's cabinet, driving intense competition and pushing the price far beyond what most people imagine a quarter could ever be worth. Sometimes the real magic lies in minting errors. During the coin-making process, even the smallest mechanical misalignment can create unusual features such as double letters, off-center strikes, or missing design elements. These unexpected mistakes make the coin unique, almost like a fingerprint that exists nowhere else. When collectors discover such an error on a 1980 Liberty quarter, the excitement spreads quickly through the numismatic community because these rare pieces can command astonishing prices. Another factor that fuels the value of these quarters is the passion of coin collectors themselves. Around the world, thousands of enthusiasts spend years searching through coin rolls, old collections, and forgotten jars, hoping to uncover a hidden gem. The thrill of discovery is what drives the market. A rare 1980 Liberty quarter, found in exceptional condition, could spark bidding wars at auctions, pushing its value far higher than its original 25-cent face value. The metal composition of the 1980 quarter also adds to its story. While most circulating quarters of that era were made from a copper-nickel-clad mixture, collectors often refer to them as silver-style coins because of their bright appearance and connection to earlier silver quarters. This shiny metallic look gives the coin a timeless beauty, making it feel more valuable than its small denomination might suggest. When preserved carefully, the coin's luster can remain almost as brilliant as the day it left the mint. Over time, certain high-grade examples of the 1980 Liberty quarter have captured the attention of collectors and investors. When a coin reaches extremely high grading levels, sometimes described as mint state perfection, its rarity increases dramatically. Coins graded at the highest levels are extremely scarce because most coins from circulation have already been worn down by decades of use. That scarcity is what pushes the value upward in the collector's marketplace. Imagine opening an old coin jar or inherited collection and spotting a bright 1980 quarter that looks almost untouched. At that moment, curiosity begins to grow. Could this ordinary-looking coin actually be something special? Many people around the world have experienced that moment of discovery, realizing that the smallest objects can sometimes carry unexpected value and history hidden within their metal surfaces. Professional grading and authentication can reveal the true potential of such a coin. Experts carefully examine every detail, from the sharpness of the design to the presence of mint marks or rare varieties. Once officially graded and certified, the coin becomes part of the global collector's market. A rare specimen with exceptional quality may attract attention from serious collectors who are willing to pay extraordinary prices for the privilege of owning it. Stories of valuable coins often travel quickly, inspiring thousands of people to check their own change. While not every 1980 Liberty quarter will be worth a fortune, the possibility alone keeps the excitement alive. Every coin carries a small piece of history, and sometimes that history becomes far more valuable than anyone expected when the coin was first minted decades ago. The fascinating thing about coin collecting is that value can rise dramatically over time. What once seemed like an ordinary pocket coin can become a prized collectible as years pass and fewer pristine examples remain. As collectors search for the best surviving specimens, the demand for high-quality coins continues to grow, turning small pieces of metal into significant treasures. For someone who unknowingly possesses a rare 1980 Liberty quarter, patience can be incredibly important. Selling a coin without understanding its rarity might mean losing out on a much greater reward. Collectors often advise researching the coin carefully, examining its details, and seeking expert opinions before making any decision. A simple quarter could potentially surprise its owner with a value far beyond expectations. In the end, the 1980 Liberty $quarter coin stands as a reminder that hidden treasures can exist in the most ordinary places. A coin once used by a simple item decades ago could now represent history, craftsmanship, and collector passion all at once. Whether worth a few cents or a remarkable fortune, the story of this small coin continues to inspire curiosity, proving that sometimes the smallest objects hold the most fascinating secrets. The story of the 1987 Liberty $quarter begins with a simple coin that most people once treated as ordinary pocket change. Yet within the fascinating world of coin collecting, even a humble 25-cent piece can become a treasure worth far more than its face value. The quarter, carrying the graceful image of George Washington on the front, represents a powerful symbol of American history, freedom, and legacy. While millions were minted in 1987, a few rare examples have captured the attention of collectors around the world because of their exceptional condition, unusual minting characteristics, and historical importance. In 1987, the United States continued producing the famous Washington Quarter series that first appeared in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. These coins were struck by the historic United States Mint, an institution responsible for producing American currency for more than 2 centuries. The 1987 quarters were minted primarily at 2 major facilities, Philadelphia Mint and San Francisco Mint. Coins from Philadelphia usually carry the P Mint mark, while San Francisco coins are often proof versions marked with an S. At first glance, the 1987 quarter may appear like any other coin. The obverse shows a powerful portrait of George Washington with the word Liberty boldly engraved above his head, representing the ideals upon which the United States was built. The reverse design features a proud eagle spreading its wings, clutching arrows and olive branches as symbols of strength and peace. This classic design became one of the most recognizable images in American coinage history. What makes certain 1987 quarters truly extraordinary is not their everyday appearance, but their rarity in pristine condition. In the world of numismatics, coins that remain untouched, perfectly preserved, and graded at the highest levels can become incredibly valuable. Collectors search tirelessly for examples that look almost exactly as they did the moment they left the presses of the United States Mint. When such a coin surfaces, it can create excitement across the collector community. Another factor that increases the value of some 1987 quarters is the presence of minting errors. During the production process, slight mechanical mistakes can create unusual details, double strikes, off-center designs, or other rare imperfections. Ironically, these mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a legendary collectible. A rare error on a 1987 quarter could dramatically increase its desirability among passionate collectors who constantly hunt for unique pieces. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are also highly sought after. Proof coins are specially struck using polished dies and carefully prepared planchets, giving them a mirror-like surface and extremely sharp details. These coins were never intended for everyday circulation and were usually sold in collector sets. Because of their limited production and stunning appearance, the finest examples can command impressive prices. While most 1987 quarters are still worth their original face value, a small number preserved in perfect condition have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in specialized auctions. Professional grading services carefully examine each coin under magnification, assigning a grade that determines its value. Coins graded near perfection often become the stars of auction catalogs and collector showcases. The excitement surrounding these coins comes from the thrilling idea that a simple object once used to buy a snack or ride a bus could one day become a collector's prize. Many people unknowingly store old coins in jars, drawers, or piggy banks without realizing that one of them could hold hidden value. For collectors, searching through these forgotten coins feels like a modern treasure hunt. The 1987 quarter also holds a special place in American coin history because it was part of a transitional era before the introduction of new commemorative designs in later decades. At that time, the classic Washington design had already become a familiar symbol of everyday American life, appearing in millions of wallets and cash registers across the country. Collectors often examine tiny details on these coins: the sharpness of Washington's hair, the clarity of the lettering, and the brilliance of the metal surface. Even the smallest difference can determine whether a coin is considered ordinary or exceptionally valuable. This intense attention to detail is what makes coin collecting such a fascinating and rewarding hobby. Stories sometimes circulate claiming that certain rare coins can make someone instantly rich overnight. While these stories capture the imagination, the real value of a coin depends on rarity, condition, historical significance, and demand among collectors. Genuine high-grade examples of the 1987 quarter are valuable because of their scarcity in perfect condition, not simply because of the year printed on the coin. Nevertheless, the possibility of discovering a rare piece continues to inspire collectors around the world. Every time someone checks an old coin jar or examines pocket change, there's a small thrill of curiosity. Could this be the coin that collectors dream about? That sense of mystery is part of what keeps the hobby alive. The legacy of the 1987 Liberty Quarter reminds us that even everyday objects can carry hidden stories and unexpected value. A coin once worth only 25 cents might one day become a cherished collectible, admired for its beauty and history. Whether found in an old collection or passed down through generations, these coins represent a connection between the past and the present. So, if you ever come across a 1987 quarter, take a closer look before spending it casually. Examine its mint mark, condition, and details carefully. While most will remain ordinary currency, a rare and perfectly preserved example could surprise you with a value far beyond its small denomination. In the captivating world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest treasures hold the biggest stories. Money bag sparkles. The story of the 1967 Washington quarter begins in a fascinating moment of American coin history. During the late 1960s, the United States was facing a major coin shortage, and the government made unusual decisions about how coins were produced. The 1967 Liberty-style $quarter coin carries the proud image of George Washington, a symbol of freedom, strength, and American heritage. To many people, it looks like an ordinary 25-cent coin, but collectors know that certain rare examples from this year can be extremely valuable. Hidden among millions of ordinary pieces could be a rare specimen capable of turning a simple pocket find into a life-changing discovery. What makes the 1967 quarter so mysterious is the fact that, unlike many other years, the coins are produced without visible mint marks. Normally, collectors look for marks such as P, D, or S to identify where a coin was made. But during this period, the United States Mint temporarily removed mint marks to discourage collectors from hoarding coins. Because of this, every 1967 quarter appears similar at first glance. Yet behind this simple design hides a world of rare varieties, special strikes, and unusual errors that can make certain coins incredibly desirable. The design itself is classic and instantly recognizable. On the front, the dignified portrait of George Washington faces left, representing leadership and independence. The word liberty shines above his head, while the date 1967 rests below. On the reverse side, a majestic eagle spreads its wings above a bundle of arrows and olive branches, a symbol of power balanced with peace. This iconic design was created by the talented sculptor John Flanagan, whose work defined the look of the quarter for decades. Most 1967 quarters were struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, rather than traditional silver. Just a couple years earlier, the United States ended regular silver coin production because the metal had become too expensive. However, a few special pieces and transitional examples related to the earlier silver era are rumored among collectors, and coins with unusual metallic composition or striking errors instantly become the center of attention in the numismatic world. Collectors often search for coins from special production known as special mint sets. These sets were created instead of traditional proof coins during the mid-1960s, and they were produced with extra care. A pristine 1967 quarter from a special mint set can have an almost mirror-like shine and incredibly sharp details. When preserved in perfect condition, these coins can command astonishing prices in auctions, sometimes reaching thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their grade. But the real excitement comes from rare minting errors. Imagine a coin struck slightly off-center, or one with a dramatic doubled image, where the design appears to be stamped twice. Some 1967 quarters also show die cracks, clipped edges, or unusual surfaces caused by mistakes during the minting process. While these imperfections might sound like flaws, in the world of collectors they can transform a simple coin into a prized treasure. Condition is another powerful factor that determines value. A coin that has spent decades in circulation may look worn and dull, but a perfectly preserved 1967 quarter can shine like it was minted yesterday. Professional grading services examine the tiniest details, from the sharpness of Washington's hair to the brilliance of the metal surface. Coins that receive the highest grades become elite collectibles sought after by passionate buyers around the world. Some collectors tell remarkable stories about rare quarters discovered in old jars, forgotten drawers, or inherited coin collections. A simple coin passed down through generations might quietly hold enormous value without anyone realizing it. That is why enthusiasts carefully inspect every 1967 quarter they find, hoping to uncover a hidden gem that could transform a small piece of change into a legendary collectible. The fascination with this coin is also tied to the dramatic era in which it was minted. The year 1967 was a time of cultural change, technological advancement, and shifting economic realities in the United States. Coins from that period reflect the challenges of the time, including the transition away from silver and the government's effort to stabilize the nation's coin supply. Because mint marks were removed during those years, identifying rare variations requires sharp eyes and deep knowledge. Experts study subtle differences in strike quality, die patterns, and surface textures. Sometimes the smallest detail, barely visible to the naked eye, can mean the difference between a common coin and a highly valuable rarity. When rare versions of the 1967 quarter appear in major auctions, the excitement among collectors becomes intense. Bidders compete fiercely for coins with exceptional grades or dramatic mint errors. In the most remarkable cases, prices can soar far beyond the face value of 25 cents, proving that even an ordinary coin can carry extraordinary potential. The world of coin collecting thrives on the thrill of discovery. Every time someone checks their pocket change or opens an old coin box, there's a tiny spark of possibility. Could that simple quarter be one of the rare pieces that collectors dream about? Could it be the coin that turns curiosity into fortune? For this reason, experts often advise people never dismiss old coins too quickly. A 1967 quarter may appear ordinary, but if it has unusual features or exceptional preservation, it might be far more valuable than expected. Careful examination and professional evaluation can reveal secrets hidden in plain sight. In the end, the legend of the 1967 Washington quarter reminds us that treasure does not always come in the form of gold bars or diamonds. Sometimes it hides in the smallest everyday objects, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. A single coin, overlooked by millions, might hold a story of rarity, history, and unexpected fortune. Proof that even a humble quarter can capture the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike. Moneybag sparkles. The story of a 1973 Liberty $quarter coin from the United States is one that excites collectors and treasure hunters all around the world. At first glance, This small 25-cent coin may look ordinary, something you might find forgotten in an old jar or hidden deep inside a dusty drawer. But for experienced collectors, the 1973 quarter carries a mysterious charm and the thrilling possibility that a simple coin could hold an astonishing value. Many people do not realize that certain rare examples of this coin can attract serious attention in the collector's market. The coin belongs to the famous Washington Quarter series, which features a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design shows Washington facing left on the front of the coin, while the reverse displays a powerful eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches. This iconic design symbolizes strength, peace, and the enduring spirit of America, making the quarter not only a piece of currency, but also a small work of art. In 1973, these quarters were struck at different facilities of the United States Mint. The most common mint marks you may find on these coins are P for Philadelphia Mint and S for San Francisco Mint. Each mint produced coins with slight differences in quality, finish, and rarity. While millions were made, only a tiny number survived in extraordinary condition or with unusual minting characteristics that make them extremely desirable among collectors. What truly transforms an ordinary 1973 quarter into an extraordinary treasure is the presence of rare minting errors or exceptional preservation. Some collectors search for coins with unusual die varieties, double designs, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. When such rare features appear on a 1973 quarter, the value can rise dramatically because collectors are willing to compete fiercely to own a piece of minting history. Another factor that can push the value of a 1973 quarter into astonishing territory is its condition. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services are incredibly rare. A coin that looks almost exactly as it did the moment it left the mint, bright, sharp, and untouched, can command prices far beyond its face value. For collectors, perfection is priceless, and even a tiny difference in grade can mean thousands of dollars. Some special 1973 coins from the San Francisco Mint were produced as proof coins. These proof quarters were made using specially polished dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like background and frosted design details. Proof coins were originally intended for collectors, but even among them, only the most flawless examples gain legendary status in the coin collecting world. Stories sometimes circulate about certain rare quarters selling for enormous amounts at auctions. While not every 1973 quarter will reach such extraordinary prices, a rare specimen with exceptional quality or unusual features can surprise collectors with its value. This is why many people carefully examine their pocket change, hoping to discover a hidden gem that others have overlooked. Collectors also look closely at the tiny details of the coin. The sharpness of Washington's hair, the strength of the eagle's feathers, and the clarity of the lettering all play an important role in determining value. A coin that has avoided scratches, fading, and heavy circulation becomes far more desirable to serious numismatists. Over the decades, interest in rare American coins has grown dramatically. Auctions and private collectors have created a competitive market where unique coins can achieve remarkable prices. The thrill of possibly finding a valuable coin in an everyday collection keeps the excitement alive for hobbyists and investors alike. The fascination with the 1973 quarter also comes from the idea that valuable treasures can sometimes hide in plain sight. Many people once spent these coins without a second thought, unaware that certain rare examples might one day become prized collectibles. Today, collectors search through old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten containers hoping to uncover a rare survivor. Because of this possibility, experts often advise people not to rush when they find an older coin. Careful inspection and professional grading can reveal details that dramatically change the coin's value. A coin that appears ordinary might actually possess rare characteristics that only specialists can identify. The dream of discovering a rare coin that could change someone's financial future adds another layer of excitement to coin collecting. While becoming an overnight billionaire from a single coin is extremely unlikely, the idea fuels curiosity and motivates collectors to keep searching. For those who own a 1973 quarter, the best approach is to store it safely and examine it carefully. If the coin looks unusually sharp, shiny, or different from others, it may be worth showing to a professional coin dealer or grading service. Proper evaluation can reveal whether the coin is simply common or a rare collectible worth far more than 25 cents. In the end, the 1973 Liberty Quarter is more than just a small piece of metal. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery, whether worth a few cents or potentially much more. Each coin carries a story from the past, reminding collectors that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary possibilities. The legendary 1998 Jefferson Nickel is one of those ordinary coins that many people overlook every single day. At first glance, it may appear to be just another 5-cent piece resting quietly in a jar, wallet, or pocket. Yet, hidden behind its simple design is a fascinating story that excites collectors all around the world. In rare situations, a 1998 Jefferson Nickel with extraordinary condition, special minting features, or unusual mint errors can become an incredibly valuable treasure that surprises its owner overnight. The design of this famous coin honors Thomas Jefferson, one of the most influential leaders in American history. His portrait appears proudly on the front of the coin, representing intelligence, leadership, and the birth of a nation. On the reverse side stands the historic home of Jefferson, Monticello, a symbol of American heritage. This elegant design has made the Jefferson Nickel one of the most recognizable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. In the year 1998, millions of Jefferson Nickels were struck for everyday circulation. These coins are produced mainly at the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco Mint, marked by the tiny P and S mint marks. While most of these coins still carry only a face value of 5 cents, certain examples in exceptional condition or with rare characteristics have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out from the ordinary. A perfectly preserved 1998 Jefferson Nickel with a brilliant surface, flawless details, and sharp strike can be worth far more than its simple 5-cent value. When a coin survives decades without scratches, fading, or heavy use, its value rises dramatically among enthusiasts who are willing to pay high prices for perfection. Sometimes the true magic happens when a minting error appears. A rare error such as a double strike, off-center design, or unusual metal mixture can transform a simple coin into an extraordinary collectible. These mistakes occur during the minting process, and because they are rare, collectors treat them like hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Another factor that makes the 1998 Jefferson Nickel exciting is the possibility of special proof versions. Proof coins are carefully struck with polished dies to create mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. The 1998 S-Proof Jefferson Nickel is especially admired because it was created primarily for collectors rather than circulation. When preserved perfectly, these proof coins can reach impressive prices in the collector's market. Condition plays a powerful role in determining a coin's value. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification and assign them a grade that reflects their quality. A coin graded near perfection, often called mint state, can be dramatically more valuable than one that has been heavily used in circulation. Some collectors believe that hidden treasures still exist in everyday coin collections. Old jars of coins, forgotten piggy banks, or inherited collections may contain pieces that have never been closely examined. It is this sense of discovery that makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby. When a rare Jefferson Nickel appears in auctions, the excitement among collectors can be intense. Competitive bidding sometimes pushes the value far beyond expectations, especially if the coin is unique, beautifully preserved, or features an unusual mint error that few people have ever seen. The history of the Jefferson Nickel itself adds to the coin's charm. First introduced in 1938 to replace the earlier Buffalo nickel, the Jefferson design has remained one of the longest-running coin styles in American history. Generations of people have used these coins in daily life, making them both historic and nostalgic. For passionate collectors, the thrill is not only about money, but also about history and discovery. Every coin tells a story: where it was minted, how it traveled through time, and how it eventually reached the hands of a collector who appreciates its hidden value. Many people unknowingly spend rare coins because they simply do not recognize them. A quick glance at pocket change might reveal a coin that looks ordinary, but actually holds remarkable collector value. That is why enthusiasts always recommend examining coins carefully before spending them. If you ever find a 1998 Jefferson nickel that appears unusually shiny, sharply detailed, or strangely minted, it may be worth keeping safe and having it examined by a professional. What looks like a simple 5-cent piece could potentially become a prize collectible in the right condition. In the world of coin collecting, patience and curiosity often lead to amazing discoveries. The humble 1998 Jefferson nickel reminds us that treasures can hide in the most unexpected places. With careful observation and a little luck, a small coin that once bought a piece of candy could someday become a remarkable piece of history cherished by collectors everywhere. The 2017 Liberty Jefferson nickel is not just a coin. It is a shimmering testament to history, art, and the quiet power of rarity. At first glance, it may appear as an ordinary 5-cent coin, something found in pocket change or old coin jars. Yet, for the discerning collector or investor, it is a gateway to unimaginable wealth. Each curve, each line, and every glint of its metal tells a story that has been waiting for the right eyes to recognize its significance. Minted in the United States with the utmost precision, the 2017 Jefferson nickel carries the legacy of one of America's most influential figures, Thomas Jefferson. This coin is part of a long line of Jefferson nickels, yet the 2017 version stands out due to its unique minting conditions, limited production numbers, and the subtle imperfections that sometimes elevate a coin from common to priceless. In numismatic circles, such details can turn an everyday coin into a treasure. The allure of the 2017 Jefferson nickel is amplified by its mint marks, P for Philadelphia and S for San Francisco. Each mint has its own production process, resulting in slight variations that are almost imperceptible to the untrained eye. However, these differences are highly coveted among collectors because rarity drives value. A coin from one mint may be ordinary, while the same coin from the other could command prices in the millions if it meets certain grading standards. The material composition of the coin adds another layer of mystique. Though primarily a copper-nickel alloy, certain 2017 Jefferson nickels show a sheen, a reflective quality, or a slightly different metallic weight that experts say is reminiscent of a silver-like brilliance. These anomalies, often accidental, are what numismatists drool over. They are what transform a humble 5-cent piece into an object of high-stakes financial speculation. Collectors often speak in hushed tones about the hidden potential of coins like this one. Unlike stocks or real estate, which can fluctuate with market whims, the intrinsic historical and physical rarity of the 2017 Jefferson nickel ensures its value only increases over time. Those lucky enough to own one of these coins are essentially sitting on a tangible fortune, waiting for the right moment to reveal it to the world. The magic of this coin is not only in its physical attributes, but in the story it carries. Thomas Jefferson, whose visage graces the obverse, was a revolutionary thinker, a polymath, and a visionary. Owning a Jefferson nickel is akin to holding a piece of the American experiment itself. There is a psychological thrill in knowing that a tiny, everyday object can connect you directly to centuries of history and the ideals of liberty. For the modern collector, the 2017 Jefferson nickel is more than just a coin. It is a conversation starter, a symbol of prestige, and a secret that only the knowledgeable few fully understand. Imagine casually showing such a coin to a friend and seeing their jaw drop as they realize its potential worth. Millions for a piece no larger than a thumbnail. The excitement of such moments is unmatched in any other form of collecting. Numismatic experts stress that condition is everything. A coin untouched by circulation, with crisp lines and a flawless surface, exponentially increases its value. These coins are graded by professional services, and even a slight scratch or discoloration can alter the potential fortune it represents. The tension between imperfection and perfection is what keeps collectors perpetually engaged in the hunt. Market trend for rare coins reveal a dramatic pattern. Once a coin reaches recognition among top collectors, its value skyrockets. The 2017 Jefferson nickel has quietly been gaining such attention. With limited known specimens in pristine condition, the market is primed for an explosive surge in valuation. Those who act decisively now stand to gain fortunes that ordinary investors can only dream of. Stories abound of coins once dismissed as mundane suddenly transforming their owner's financial reality. The 2017 Jefferson Nickel fits this narrative perfectly. Its rarity, historical significance, and subtle physical distinctions make it a candidate for such life-altering events. Owning one is like holding a lottery ticket, where the jackpot is guaranteed over time, not chance. The thrill of discovery is part of the coin's mystique. Finding one in circulation at an estate sale, or even tucked away in a family collection, can feel like destiny. Experts advise patience, careful handling, and rigorous verification because the world of rare coins rewards knowledge and foresight. One misstep, selling too early, failing to authenticate, can mean the difference between a modest gain and a fortune that could reshape one's life. Collectors also value provenance, the story of a coin's journey from mint to owner. Coins with documented histories often command even higher prices because they are not just objects, but artifacts with traceable lineage. The 2017 Jefferson Nickel, particularly from the P or S Mint, has specimens already building legendary reputations among collectors who treasure such documented rarity. Financially, the potential of this coin is staggering. In today's market, a perfect condition 2017 Jefferson Nickel could fetch sums in the millions. For some collectors, owning multiple specimens from both mints could literally make them billionaires overnight. Unlike volatile markets, this coin's value is anchored in scarcity, condition, and historical significance, elements that cannot be artificially replicated. In conclusion, the 2017 Liberty Jefferson Nickel is a masterpiece hidden in plain sight. Its tiny size belies the immense financial, historical, and emotional power it carries. Owning one is not just a privilege, but a testament to the foresight and taste of the collector. If you ever encounter such a coin, recognize its potential. Treat it with reverence, protect it meticulously, and understand that it is a gateway to unimaginable fortunes and a direct link to the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson and the United States of America. The 2000 Liberty Jefferson Nickel is not just a 5-cent coin. It is a doorway into a universe where history, artistry, and unimaginable value converge. To the casual observer, it may appear as an ordinary coin minted in the United States at the famed Philadelphia P and San Francisco S mints. But to collectors and enthusiasts, this nickel is nothing short of legendary, a treasure with the potential to transform fortunes overnight. Its seemingly modest size belies the enormity of its allure in the numismatic world. What sets this coin apart from its ordinary counterparts is the extraordinary rarity of certain mint errors and the pristine condition in which some specimens have survived. While millions of nickels were minted in 2000, only a minuscule fraction emerged with the perfect alignment, sharp details, and flawless surfaces that collectors crave. Those untouched by circulation, known as mint state, radiate a brilliance and detail that is almost hypnotic, as if the coin itself whispers stories of America's past. The Liberty Jefferson design, first introduced in 1938 and modified over the decades, showcases Thomas Jefferson on the obverse with his characteristic stoic gaze and a dignified presence. On the reverse, the classic Monticello design embodies Jefferson's architectural genius, a symbol of intellect, foresight, and the enduring beauty of American craftsmanship. For the 2000 edition, subtle design nuances, such as sharper lines on Monticello or precise lettering, make a world of difference for collectors seeking perfection. Collectors across the globe chase these coins not merely for nostalgia, but because certain versions of the 2000 nickel have skyrocketed in value. Coins that were once everyday currency, if preserved perfectly, can now command prices reaching millions of dollars. The P and S mint marks, especially in top-grade condition, create a storm of demand that can leave even seasoned investors breathless. Owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of history fused with financial magic. What adds a layer of mystique is the phenomenon of rare mint errors. These are coins where the press slipped, the planchet was slightly off, or doubling occurred in lettering or numbers. While tiny mistakes might seem trivial, in the numismatic universe, they transform the coin into an almost mythical entity. For the 2000 Jefferson Nickel, such anomalies can elevate a simple 5-cent coin to a multi-million-dollar treasure overnight. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but holds within it a fortune that could redefine your life. That is the power of a perfect 2000 Liberty Jefferson Nickel. Collectors are not merely trading currency. They are preserving a legacy, an artifact that embodies the craftsmanship, history, and cultural resonance of the United States. Every scratch avoided, every mark preserved, amplifies its value exponentially. The fascination is not limited to collectors alone. Investors, historians, and even enthusiasts of Americana see these coins as rare jewels in a crowded landscape of mundane objects. The 2000 Jefferson Nickel represents a bridge between everyday life and extraordinary wealth, a reminder that fortune sometimes hides in the smallest, most unsuspecting places. A coin that costs 5 cents at the store can, in the right hands, create an empire. Timing also plays a crucial role. Coins preserved for decades in perfect condition gain value, not only because of rarity, but because the passage of time elevates their significance. A 2000 nickel kept in pristine, untouched condition through the years becomes more than a coin. It becomes a symbol of patience, foresight, and meticulous care. For those who understood its potential, the rewards have been astronomical. Even among collectors, whispers of hidden treasures circulate endlessly. Stories of someone finding a flawless 2000 Jefferson nickel in a forgot collection or tucked inside a dusty coin album are legendary. Each coin becomes part of a larger narrative, a tale of discovery, destiny, and sometimes sheer luck. The thrill of owning such a coin is as intoxicating as its financial promise. The coin's metallic composition and shine also contribute to its allure. Though not made of precious metals like gold or platinum, the nickel's luster, when uncirculated, is unparalleled. Its subtle silver-gray gleam and perfect lighting showcases the intricate details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's architecture, making the coin a miniature work of art. In many ways, the aesthetic beauty complements its numismatic value, appealing to both investors and art lovers alike. Market dynamics further magnify the coin's power. As the supply of mint-condition 2000 nickels dwindles, demand surges. Auctions become battlegrounds where bidders vie for the chance to own a piece of history. Prices soar, sometimes to millions of dollars, depending on condition, rarity, and provenance. Owning such a coin is not merely possession. It is a statement, a testament to vision, patience, and impeccable taste. Many seasoned collectors believe that the 2000 Liberty Jefferson nickel is one of the most undervalued treasures of the modern era. While gold and diamond markets fluctuate daily, this humble nickel has shown a consistent upward trajectory in value for the rarest specimens. Its story is unique because it reminds us that sometimes extraordinary wealth is hidden in the most ordinary objects. A 5-cent coin, if preserved perfectly, can change a life overnight. The magic of this coin also lies in its universality. Unlike other collectibles that may appeal to niche markets, the Jefferson nickel resonates with history enthusiasts, art lovers, investors, and casual collectors alike. Its narrative intertwines American heritage, architectural brilliance, and numismatic rarity, creating a multidimensional allure that few other coins can match. Every angle, every reflection tells a story, making the coin timeless. For anyone lucky enough to hold one of these perfect coins, the experience is almost spiritual. It is not just about potential financial gain. It is about connection to the past, appreciation for artistry, and understanding the delicate dance between chance and preparation. These coins carry energy, history, and potential, creating an almost mystical aura around them. Finally, the 2000 Liberty Jefferson nickel is a reminder that true value is sometimes hidden in plain sight. A coin that fits in your pocket, that once bought a simple candy bar, now carries the weight of millions in potential. Its journey from a routine minting to a collector's holy grail is awe-inspiring. For those who understand its worth, it is not just currency. It is a legacy, a fortune, and a story waiting to be told, preserved, and cherished for generations. The 2001 Liberty Jefferson nickel is far more than a mere 5-cent coin. To the casual observer, it may appear as nothing more than a small disc of metal, circulating in pockets and cash registers across the United States. Yet, for those who understand the subtle intricacies of coin collecting, this nickel represents a gateway to unimaginable wealth, a key that could quite literally change a person's fortune overnight. Minted in both the Philadelphia P and San Francisco S mints, each coin carries a unique mark of origin, and certain editions from these mints have become legendary among collectors. At first glance, the coin's design may seem familiar. Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, gazes out from the obverse, while his iconic home, Monticello, graces the reverse. But the story of the 2001 issue is layered in rarity and condition. Some coins, struck with flawless precision, possess a sheen and depth of detail that far surpasses everyday circulation coins. These specimens are treasured not for their face value, but for their rarity, their history, and the undeniable beauty of their design. Collectors and investors alike often speak of the P and S mint marks in hushed reverence. The Philadelphia minted coins marked with subtle P represent the traditional heart of U.S. coinage. Meanwhile, the San Francisco coins, carrying the S mint mark, were often struck in limited proof editions, destined not for general circulation, but for collectors who could recognize their value. It is in these rarer San Francisco proofs where the true financial magic lies, with some examples now considered priceless. The 2001 nickel exists at a crossroads of history. It marks the end of one century and the beginning of another, a period of subtle changes in minting techniques, metal composition, an increasing allure of numismatic perfection. Every small scratch, every minuscule mark, every hint of toning affects its market value. For those who know how to discern quality, these factors transform a simple nickel into a potential million-dollar asset. Investing in such coins is not for the faint of heart. While many 5-cent coins clink harmlessly in piggy banks, a 2001 Jefferson Nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition can spark bidding wars at auctions. Some collectors, driven by the thrill of ownership and the promise of rarity, will pay sums that seem absurd to the uninitiated. Yet in the world of numismatics, these are not arbitrary figures. They are calculated reflections of scarcity, historical significance, and demand. The lustrous surface of a perfect 2001 San Francisco nickel seems to capture more than light. It captures history itself. Each reflection tells a story of meticulous craftsmanship, of presses that operated at the peak of precision, of dies polished perfection, and of collectors who would go to any length to possess a piece of the past. Handling such a coin can be an almost spiritual experience, where the past and present converge in the palm of your hand. But rarity alone does not dictate value. Provenance is key. Coins that have been preserved in private collections for decades, untouched by human hands or circulation where often carry a premium that can surpass millions of dollars. It is not just a metal or the mint mark that matters. It is the story, the journey of that coin through time that imbues it with magic. Owning a 2001 nickel of this caliber is like holding a secret that could unlock fortunes previously unimaginable. The financial potential of these coins is nothing short of legendary. Stories circulate among collectors of those who acquired such coins decades ago for mere cents, only to see their value skyrocket to 6 or 7 figures. The power of this nickel to transform lives is not hyperbole. It is a testament to the sometimes hidden, sometimes explosive potential of rare collectibles in a world where history and scarcity intersect. Collectors often speak of a perfect storm of factors that elevate a coin from valuable to priceless. Condition, mint mark, rarity, and historical context converge to create a specimen that defies ordinary valuation. In the case of the 2001 Jefferson Nickel, this storm manifests in coins that are flawless, with proof-like surfaces and unmatched detail, often remaining untouched in original mint packaging for decades. These coins are not just investments. They are legends in metal form. Beyond financial worth, there is a thrill that accompanies owning such a piece. The 2001 Jefferson Nickel represents a tangible connection to an American president, to the nation's history, and to the timeless art of coin craftsmanship. Every angle, every gleam, is a testament to a moment frozen in time, a reminder of the skill and care with which our money was created and preserved. For collectors, the experience of holding this coin is as valuable as any sum it might fetch. Yet, there is danger in underestimating its potential. Many owners, unaware of the rarity of their coins, allow them to circulate freely, losing immense opportunities. In the numismatic world, knowledge is power. A single glance at the mint mark, the luster, or the slightest imperfection can determine whether a coin is ordinary or a multi-million-dollar treasure. Holding a 2001 Jefferson Nickel without awareness of its significance is like holding a key to a vault and not knowing it opens doors to unimaginable wealth. The market for such coins is not static. It is dynamic, driven by collectors' passion and investors' ambition. Auctions can see explosive bidding, with price fluctuations that can multiply overnight. This volatility, far from being a deterrent, adds to the excitement, rewarding those who understand timing, condition, and provenance. A single discovery, a coin in perfect condition found in an old collection, can suddenly dominate headlines and transform an ordinary collector into a billionaire overnight. In essence, the 2001 Liberty Jefferson Nickel is more than a 5-cent coin. It is a symbol of opportunity, a relic of American history, and a vessel of untapped wealth. Its allure lies not in face value, but in the rare convergence of perfection, scarcity, and story. Each coin has the power to shift fortunes, reward the patient, and enthrall the passionate. To own one is to hold a fragment of history and a promise of unimaginable potential. Finally, the tale of the 2001 Jefferson Nickel is a story of wonder, excitement, and life-changing possibilities. It reminds us that value is not always obvious, and that greatness can be hidden in the smallest places. One coin, perfectly preserved, can change the trajectory of a life. Those who recognize its significance understand that this nickel is more than currency. It is a key to dreams, wealth, and history itself. Handle it wisely, and it can truly make the impossible possible.